My groggy self was jaw-dropped, hearing the magic of an old Amy Lee concert called The End of Dreams since I was pacing around in stress and weariness. I just had to show this concert off and message all about it since it motivated me for the day. Hello, my name is Natasha Otero Muniz, here in my stepfather's room, and today we'll be talking to you about bands that have really influenced my writing and music. Since music has really brought a lot of color to my life, it have really influenced my writing. And two bands right now that I'll be talking about are Bring Me the Horizon and Youngblood. Since when I was 16, I was pretty lonely, moving out from my hometown, and those two bands have really kept my sanity. Now, you're probably wondering, Natasha, what do you mean by kept your sanity? Since these are some pretty hardcore and heavy bands. Well, what I mean by that is it gave me kind of the space to kind of vent out my frustrations and kind of, I guess, rebellious nature after kind of like moving out and feeling estranged in a sense too, and just frustration not having the choice to stay or not, especially Youngblood's parents.
Kiss my hopes to get low because these people are so old.
Really emphasize that, yeah, sometimes adults don't make the best decisions, and well, sometimes you don't have a choice, and it's just coming to acceptance of what you can do. Yeah, so that's one way. And let's see, Bring Me the Horizon 2, Can You Feel My Heart?
Can you feel my
And Drown.
make me fall? Drag me out alive. Save me from myself.
Yeah, it also just kind of ended out that sense of, please can someone save me from this boredom of staying quarantined too, since, oh my god, like, moving out, it was at the same time with quarantine back in like 2019. That was crazy time. And now to this day, like, I'm working on the things, kind of going here and there, but again, I'm working with it. But now I noticed that those feelings still came around when I started going back to school, but in more of a burnt out way. And what I mean by burnt out, I'm now talking about another artist named Kurt Cobain, who was also really influential, since his music style really encapsulated like that feeling of, like, I guess being overwhelmed and literally like burnt out from all my classes. And I guess just it's hard to kind of explain, but try to get used to the feeling of kind of socializing again, you know? Even though I know I have some really good memories back in high school, but again, I also know like those really burnt out, overwhelming moments still came around. And again, music videos like Heart Shaped Box, Relentless Apprentice. It's also, yeah, really encapsulated everything. Yeah, and to this day, I still feel like it makes a big impression on me when this note he wrote before he passed away was, it's better to burn out. It's better, to burn out than rather fade away. Yeah, even though it's kind of dark, I mean, I guess he had a point of like saying, especially just go all out with everything that you love instead of just like slowly like leave. Disclaimer, that man definitely did not mean what I have said, since he was in a state of depression before he took his own life. But my interpretation is what I was trying to explain, which my interpretation was just to go all out with everything you love rather than just slowly just give up. That's what I meant. He definitely did not mean that. But I will put a note out there. I will show off the note that I found on the description below if you are bold enough to see it. And he actually took that from another song, too. That song being My, Hey, Hey, Out of the Blue by Neil Young and Crazy Horse, which I'll also put in the description below. Yeah, so Kurt Cobain's writing style was a way for me to get actually motivated to start writing my own. Since, I felt that connection with music, and also it was further supported by Lane Staley of Alice in Chains. It is true. He says sometimes writing is a way, not writing, sometimes making songs. There you go. And writing too is a way to heal the soul. Yeah, and I agree with that, since it has kind of learned to kind of rediscover parts of myself and some things that maybe I might need or want, things that I can maybe improve on. And lastly, I will kind of want to mention, I think, where maybe my start of loving for music came around, since even before I was 16 to like 17, let's see, I was already kind of affiliated with music. I loved Ariana Grande, but I think originally it came from just bonding with my father and going with, games like Rock Band, Guitar Hero. Like, we had a lot of fun listening to Iron Maiden and stuff like that. Even my mom, going to elementary school, she played a lot of crazy bands, such as His Third, Marilyn Manson, all that craziness. But hey, it was pretty cool. And let's see. But I think what got me into kind of the storytelling of music has to be Johnny Cash and Richie Valens. Crazy enough. Since I'm not just into rock, I do like other music, even though rock is something I will always go back to. But here's what I'm going to say about Johnny Cash. With country music, there is always a literal storytelling, especially with the guitar. And let's see, there's even movies, since Richie Valens and Johnny Cash were just such an iconic musicians of all time. Like, if you see I Walk the Line, I absolutely love the rawness and vulnerability, like Joaquin Phoenix for Johnny, represent with Johnny Cash, as he was struggling with his marriage, addiction, a lot of adversity. And you could see how Johnny Cash had kind of worked through that throughout his life.
You'll call for me, but I'm gonna tell you bye, bye, bye. When I turn around and walk away, you'll cry, cry, cry. You're gonna cry, 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 and you'll cry alone when everyone's forgotten and you're left on your own. You're gonna cry, cry, cry.
Especially if you hear his song Her, you will see some of the regrets he has, but seems in a way he kind of made peace with it. Like, you will hear that in the song that was actually originally came from Nine Inch Nails, but Johnny Cash made it his own. And what I will say about Richie Valens is, my father, he will always sing songs like La Bamba. He will sing Oh Donna, what is a personal favorite of mine. And let's see, the film Johnny Cash's was I Walk the Line. That was already a pretty popular one. And let's see, I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, actually the film was called La Bamba. And yeah, I love kind of like the family dynamic of the movie, and how there's a lot of color with the bonding, the relationship Richie Valens had throughout his life.
You're the boy I've been looking for. I was praying
yeah, you will see in a lot of films I'm about to show you right now, or already show you just now, since yeah, you can see there is a lot of, what do you call it? There is so much, I guess, humanity, even though these people are very famous. Yeah, so that's another thing that I just love about music. It shows you a lot of who you are. And I guess another reason why, yeah, again, I just love writing my songs into poetry, kind of make them into songs themselves, since it's just a way to bring everything to life. That's what I think music does. It gives a lot of variety when it comes to expressing parts of your life. And finally, just to conclude this video, I would say that growing up with seeing what I've seen with films about musicians and just listening to some of my favorite songs, it has made me the writer I am today. And it's just magical to me. I love music with a passion, and I don't think that's ever gonna end.